Hey guys, welcome to the daily news analysis of 6th of March, guys. So let's see the very first news. First news about India's falling sex ratio. Actually, recently a report has been unveiled by Niti Aayog and they have said that the sex ratio at birth nationwide has dropped, which is a huge cause of concern. Now, what is the sex ratio, guys? Sex ratio is basically the ratio of females to males, right? So basically the proportion of males taken is 1000, so it is being measured in per 1000 males, right? So it is being said that the numbers of females in this numerator is decreasing day by day, right? And basically two figures were taken in this report and compared, and the first figure was from 2012 to 2014. It was seen that the sex ratio at birth was 906, which has been dropped by 6 number, right? And that has stood 900 to the year 2013-2015. That is the older report, right? That is while the Niti Aayog report uses the data of 2013-2015, the new data from the India's sample registration system shows that sex ratio birth fell even further in 2014-2016 from the this 900 value to 898. Means it is again, I mean, dropping day by day, right? And in fact, it is also said that 17 of 21 large Indian states saw a drop in the sex ratio at birth, with Gujarat performing the worst because that has got declined by 53 points. And the reasons here are kept as because of the preference of male child, and the second is sun meta preference. Now, what is sun meta preference? I have already discussed in my economic survey, right? You can refer that, right? Next is surplus men. Yeah, it is also said that just because of the reason this sex ratio at birth is falling day by day, so there is huge probability that in further coming days the proportion of men further gets increased in India. In fact, the surplus men condition is nowadays seen in the countries like India and China, and this has resulted in a skewed sex ratio, which has led to more violence against men as well as women, right? Also the cases of human trafficking are also increasing just because of this menace of sex ratio, right? So government must come up and take some sort of concrete action to tackle this. Next news about Global Center for Nuclear Energy Partnership. Now guys, what is this Global Energy for Nuclear Energy Partnership? Why was it in news? Because recently a memorandum of agreement has been signed between India and Vietnam government. Now India, location of India, right? Location of Vietnam is the east south, I mean the southeast nations, that is Asian nations are there, right? So basically the in southeast nations you will see the country who is joining the basically South China Sea, so that is Vietnam, right? So basically with Vietnam, India has already signed a civil nuclear agreement earlier, that is in 2016, but it is said that since this memorandum of agreement has also been signed between India's this organization as well as Vietnam Atomic Energy Institute, so it is said that in future the cooperation between both the countries will enhance, as well as training and research collaboration will also be enhanced, right? And GCNEP is the sixth R&D unit under the aegis of Department of Atomic Energy. And regarding the work of this Global Center for Nuclear Energy Partnership, they basically works in capacity building in association with interested countries and IAEA, involving technology, human resource development, education and training, and giving momentum to R&D in this enlisted areas, right? So of nuclear energy, of course. So yeah, this is what the functions, and other functions are effectively and efficiently monitor the nuclear material facilities in India, as well as educating in the field of advanced nuclear energy and isotopes and radiation technologies of nuclear forensics, right? So next news is about bordering pact between India and Myanmar. See, basically there was proposal from the cabinet, unit cabinet, to the Myanmar government that we will sign a border agreement in which both the sides will be given an identity card, and through this identity card the both sides of, that is the Indian side and Myanmar side, up till 16 kilometer, both the countries, people can do a free movement, right? So that has been not been taken by the Myanmar government, and Myanmar government has deferred that right as of now. But still guys, in this case, as you know that already the people from here goes to this side and people from here goes to this side up till 16 kilometer already that is going on. But the government wanted to come up with some sort of formal procedure which has not been taken up by the Myanmar government, right? And regarding that only, it was in news that the UN cabinet has approved the agreement between India and Myanmar on the land boarding crossing to enhance economic interaction between the people of the two countries, and that this decision has been taken on the January, I guess, earlier January, I guess 3rd or 5th January, I didn't remember the exact, right? But still, that time only center has asked our 4 states, that is Arunachal Pradesh, Nagaland, Manipur and Mizoram, who are sharing this border with Myanmar, that they must share the unfenced border with Myanmar to distribute border pass. So this was what the proposal that was being given by the Union Cabinet, that people must be given border pass, so that when the people are going from this region to this region, at least the military would have checked that. But still, as of now, Myanmar government has deferred that thing. So let's see what happens next. So I'll just surely make you know about that. Next news about World Wildlife Day, which was being celebrated on the dated 3rd March, guys. Now, basically the theme this time was big cats, predators under threat. Now, what is big cats, guys? These tigers, leopards, so these are the big like animals who are lying in the top notch hierarchy of food chain. So they are being referred to here as big cats, and they are the most recognized and admired animals across the globe. However, today these charismatic predators are facing many and varied threats, which are mostly caused by human activities, right? So that's why, due to the increasing the concern of this, so the theme has been kept as big cat predators under threat, right? So under it, basically campaign is created through which the government and people will be get to aware regarding these big cats, and the pressure will be mounted on them, so that in future the conservation of big cats could be done very decisively, right? And their population are declining at a disturbing rate due to the habitat loss. Means the reasons are given due to habitat loss, conflicts with people, poaching, as well as illegal trade, and which is not directly or indirectly caused by anthropogenic activities only. Now the question arises, why this 3rd March? Because in 3rd March was the day of signature of Convention of CITES Agreement, that is Convention on International Trade in Endangered Species of Wild Flora and Fauna. Now what is this? I'll discuss, but basically let's discuss here. Basically 3rd March the CITES was adopted, and during that 68th session of UNGA, that is United Nations General Assembly, in the year 2013, they have decided that we will celebrate this World Wildlife Day on this commemoration of this CITES Day only, right? So let's read about the CITES, that is Convention on International Trade in Endangered Species of Wild Flora and Fauna. It is an international regulatory treaty between 182 member states. Now guys, just remember that if you want to enroll yourself into CITES, that is totally voluntary for you. But when you have enrolled yourself, then the things you have to go through the agreement which is being written under CITES. Now what CITES does, basically it promotes the controlled trade in that is not detrimental to the sustainability of wild species, right? It conducts the controlled trade, whatever is been going on in the world, and that must not be detrimental to the sustainability of wild species. This is being ensured by this organization which is called CITES, right? So it was formed in the year 1973, and it regulates the international trade in over 3,500 wild species of plants and animals, right? Next news is about Namaste Salom, guys. Basically government has launched a social media of Namaste Salom. Basically it is also a magazine which is devoted to the India-Israel relation, which is also acts as a platform for exchanging the views between the two parts, that is India and Jews world over, right? So those things are also done, and this is to make sure that though we have, that is India is having strategic partnership with Israel nowadays, but it must be ensured that this partnership grows and grows day by day, right? So to make it that thing happen, basically this is a kind of a regular monthly magazine on bilateral relation between the two friendly nations, and that is what being proposed by the government, that is what been launched by the government. The government has launched it as a social media, right? So it is indeed a new initiative by the government, and that is in fact cool initiative, right? Next news about CIC, that is Central Information Commission. Now, why it is in news? Because Prime Minister Narendra Modi is going to inaugurate a new premises of Central Information Commission today, right? See, here it is written tomorrow just because of the reason that this is the PIB news and this is the yesterday's PIB news, right? So that is what is being done here. All the yesterday news, PIB news is being discussed today, and whatever the today's Hindu news are there, those are also discussed, but at a different day, right? So anyways, those things are done. And yeah, basically, yeah, this was the news because our Prime Minister is going to inaugurate the new premises of Central Information Commission at Delhi, right? So what is it? CIC, what is it? Is an apex affiliate body which is being established under the Right to Information Act 2005, and it is also an autonomous body which all inquires into the complaints that is received from the citizens. See, what happens is sometimes citizens complain something to the public authority. They just want some information from the public authority, but public authority doesn't make those information available to them, right? So it is the work of Central Information Commission that if the public is asking for some sort of information, then you should you should give the data of those information, whatever has been asked by the citizen to them, right? And yeah, this was about it. And also guys, it is being done at a stipulated time period. And yeah, this is what the thing about CIC is, right? Main thing I've already discussed about it. And for more, I'll just request you to see the Polity Lakshmikant book. There it is written exhaustively, very goodly, right? Anyways, next is Janani Suraksha Yojana. It is a safe motherhood intervention under the National Rural Health Mission, and the aim is to reduce the maternal and as well as infant mortality rate by promoting the institutional delivery among pregnant women, right? Also, the cash incentive was also given through this initiative, and it is a 100% centrally sponsored scheme, right? And it integrates cash with delivery and post-delivery care. The success of the scheme would be determined by the increasing institutional delivery, and after the implementation of scheme, it has been seen that the institutional delivery overall in India in different rural parts of India has got increased, right? Also guys, states must also ensure this institutional delivery. And yeah, the major focus of this Janani Suraksha Yojana was for the low performing states. Low performing states are those states which are EAG, which are coming under Empowered Action Group state, and those states are Uttar Pradesh, Uttarakhand, Madhya Pradesh, Chhattisgarh, Bihar, Jharkhand, Rajasthan, Odisha, and also the states of Assam and Jammu Kashmir, right? Next news about Sishu, Janani Sishu Suraksha Karyakram. Now, what is this, guys? Basically, the scheme is entitled for the all pregnant women so that they can do the delivery in public health institution, and those delivery things will be provided at a free of cost by the government of India, right? So, and those delivery might be normal delivery and might be C-section delivery. C-section delivery is the delivery through which the birth is given to the child through operation, right? Anyways, let's proceed. All the expenses are borne by the government, and free of transportation is provided to the pregnant woman from the home to the government health facilities. It also includes the provision of free drugs and consumables, free diagnostic, free blood, and free diet, right? The milestone here is, milestone of this Janani Sishu Suraksha Karyakram is to help in reducing the maternal and infant mortality rate and increase the health indicators and stabilize, in fact, the health indicators of our India, right? So this was about the today's news, guys, and we'll meet up in tomorrow's news anyways. But anyways, these are few of the courses which are also being run by me. If you at all want to see, you can see it. And yeah, we'll meet in tomorrow's class, guys. Till then, bye bye, take care, and thank you for listening to me, guys. Thank you very much.